Failed former President Donald Trump was in the important early primary state of New Hampshire yesterday. He gave a soaking wet speech, as he often does, in Derry, New Hampshire. And this was truly one of the most embarrassing and worst we've seen. The cognitive decline continues. Let's get right into it. Trump, in the midst of an acute delusional episode, considers himself apparently Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela, Trump now considers himself. Listen to this.
Those people have no problem. If you want to challenge the result of an election, they hound you. Look what happened this weekend with two good people. They hound them and they scare them but we don't get scared. We don't get scared. I'll tell you what, I don't mind being Nelson Mandela because I'm doing it for a reason. I'm doing it for a reason.
Nelson Mandela fought an apartheid regime and then was a big enough man of character to reconcile with those who went after him, as our friend Ron Filipkowski said on Twitter. Trump is doing everything for himself. It's all self-centered. It's all egotistical mania and all about himself. Trump then goes on a completely unintelligible rant about how the abbreviation for United States is US. US is also the word us, and that's something about how Trump is doing things for us or something like that. Imagine if Biden did something like this.
This is on our business. Why are you doing that? He said, Macron, nice guy. You know, look, he's for France. I'm for us. I'm for us. You know how you spell us, right? You spell us, U.S. I just picked that up. Has anyone ever thought of that? I just picked that up. A couple of days I'm reading and it said us. And I said, you know, if you think about it, us equals U.S. Isn't it? Now, if we say something genius, they'll never say it.
Pretty innovative stuff.
You know, we get 25, 30, 40, 50, 80,000, 100,000 people to speeches. They've never said Trump's a great speaker. Never said. I've never heard it. I said to my people, do you think they'll ever acknowledge I must be doing okay? Except I'm a very handsome person, so I guess a lot of you want to sit. They want to sit and look at me because I'm sitting.
If Biden did this stuff, it would be a month of dementia segments. And it actually gets even worse. Here is Donald Trump. This is a real classic. Trump is getting his authoritarian dictator wannabes mixed up. He talks about Hungarian leader Viktor Orban and says he's actually the leader of Turkey. Again, imagine if Joe Biden did this.
Had a lot of the horrible things. The world is exploding. If you take a look, I mean, the whole world is exploding. You know, I was very honored as a man. Viktor Orban. Did anyone ever hear of him? He's probably like one of the strongest leaders anywhere in the world. And he's the leader of, right? He's the leader of Turkey. Fronts on both Russia.
Viktor Orban is not the leader of Turkey. And of course, when Trump does this, it's no big deal. But if Biden did it, it would be 25th Amendment right away. Trump then suggesting more illegal actions if he were to become president of the United States, saying that if people don't like our religion, they would be banned from immigrating to the United States, which happens to violate the First Amendment.
To the United States. I don't think a lot of good things are going to happen. And I will implement strong ideological screening of all immigrants. If you hate America, if you want to abolish Israel, if you don't like our religion, which a lot of them don't, if you sympathize with jihadists, then we don't want you in our country and you are not getting in.
Wow.
Right?
It seems to be against the law to say that you're not allowed in if you aren't Christian or have certain opinions about Christianity. Seemingly, that is not a constitutional way to operate the country, but Trump is promising to do it. Trump then insisted that his classified documents were completely secure.
I did nothing wrong at all. In fact, my boxes, it was secure. Everything was good.
Now, Trump says the boxes were secure. Here is a picture of Trump's boxes of classified documents surrounding his toilet underneath a gaudy chandelier next to a window that looks quite weak as I look at it. And then lastly, Trump continues to just rant aimlessly, talks about Franklin Delano Roosevelt and says that He sat down because of the situation. Now, of course, FDR had polio, and that's why he was in a wheelchair. Trump seems confused by what's going on.
You know, FDR was a great speaker, right? He was a great speaker. He sat because of a situation, but he was an elegant, beautiful, elegant, and eloquent. That he was a great speaker. And
yeah, he sat because of the but he was very elegant, extraordinarily elegant. The rantings of a madman, and almost as humiliating as the speech itself, was what happened to Donald Trump outside this event. Let's talk about that next. Online threats are constantly growing and evolving, and our sponsor, Mono Defense, makes it so easy to just be protected. It's a one-stop shop to staying safe and unleashing your online freedom, because with your Mono Defense account, you can get a whole suite of easy-to-use tools for every device you own. It comes with Passwarden, which is their highly acclaimed password manager. You can create unique passwords for all accounts, and you don't have to worry about remembering them. Comes with DNS Firewall, which will proactively block suspicious traffic from malicious websites and services to protect you from malware, phishing, other online dangers. And you'll also get Smart DNS. Smart DNS lets you change your geographic location so you can access websites and content not normally available where you live. You'll also get Authenticator, which is their powerful two-factor authentication tool, and it makes sure it is really you logging in, even if your password is compromised. You get it all with just a single Mono Defense subscription, all of the robust, simple-to-use security tools on 5 devices. And Mono Defense is a Ukrainian company, which I think is important to support right now. Go to monodefense.com/Pacman. Get 30% off. The link is down below.